Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the most important topic of how small, consistent steps are going to lead to your success by creating ripple effects. This is such an amazing and such a simple topic, and it's going to help you a lot on your manifestation journey and generally in your life. But before I get started and before we're going to elaborate in more detail on this topic, I want to say welcome to everybody who's new to this channel. My name is Julia, and here on High Value, I wanted to say, no, this channel is now called Manifest with Julia. So here on Manifest with Julia, I'm talking about all things consciousness, inner healing, self-love, and manifestation. And if you're not new to this channel, then welcome back. I'm so glad that you're still here and you keep on enjoying this content. If you're looking for one-on-one support on your journey, check out the description box below. I offer direct message support. I offer one-on-one coaching via video and phone call, and that's it. And you can also find guided meditations for free on my YouTube channel. You can find 8-hour affirmation recordings on my YouTube channel. You can find free content on my Instagram account. You can find, that's brand new, another Instagram account where you can go vegan with me. That's something that I will talk more about in the future, but I'm gonna link my new Instagram account down below. And most probably you're going to be interested to manifest with me. That Instagram account is full of valuable content. I'm also going to link that down below. And now, without further ado, let's get started with today's topic. And I see that there are already people online, so welcome. If you have questions, please just drop them in the chat box. If you're watching this on replay, then drop them in the comment section below. I try to get back to all the comments. At this point, it's still possible. My account is fairly small, but it's growing, and I'm so happy about this. So ask questions now, because in the future, when my account is going to grow, I might not be able to respond to all the comments anymore. So make use of this opportunity now. All right, and now let's get started with today's topic. I find it really, I think you can probably tell from my energy. I find it really fascinating how small steps create success. And I've talked to so many people about years ago, about goals that I was looking to achieve and goals that I was thinking to achieve. And I remember that so many people thought me that this is not possible, this is going to be very difficult. And for me, at some point I realized I don't think it's impossible. It just takes many small steps to come to this, to manifest this goal or to realize something. But just because something is big doesn't mean that you cannot achieve it. Also, like, a very big goal is achieved by taking many consistent small steps. There's no, okay, there are people who manifest things like that. I think we've all done it. Actually, you manifest something big like this and it just comes in. But even to get to the point where you're a good instant manifester, you are usually taking small steps to get there. And what I really wanna get with this, if something currently feels impossible in your reality, then you really wanna remember that you don't have to make one step and get there. You don't have to be there by tomorrow. You don't have to manifest something instantly. You don't have to, achieve your biggest goal in 1 year. You have your entire life, and I'm not gonna get into afterlife or the parallel realities now, but you have a lot of time to achieve what you want. Don't even think about the time. Just stay focused on what you want to achieve and what your next step on this journey is. I see a comment there. Can you talk about scoring a 100% in academic exams? I'm gonna get I'm gonna get to that question a little later because it's not really related, but I'm gonna talk about it. And I feel that sometimes when we are not, I feel sometimes we get so discouraged when we start thinking about big goals because we're like, how am I gonna achieve that? Like, it seems so far away. Yeah, it seems so far away if you try to do it all at once. But if you start breaking it down and if you start just thinking about what is one little step that I can take today that will lead me to the direction that I want to, then it becomes much more easier and much more much less overwhelming. Also, and that's another extremely important part of this video, you want to think about implementing a system in your life that helps you achieve your goal. For example, if you want to become really healthy and fit, you don't want to like try and do really hardcore workouts from the very beginning, but try to think about a system, a habit that you can implement in your life that is going to help you achieve that goal. And once you have implemented one habit, you can then move on to your next habit. That's what I mean when I talk about taking small steps. I'm going to give you a very simple and physical example. When you are manifesting, for example, your perfect body or being in shape or simply just like being more fit and dynamic and healthy. And let's say, for example, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Let's say, for example, I want to feel more fit in my body. I want to feel more trained. And I wanna go running, and I wanna improve like my running skills, or like my ability to run for a longer time. What I've done, and that's like kind of how you can implement small steps. I said to myself, I'm gonna run for 5 minutes daily, and I'm gonna do that 5 days a week, from Monday to Friday. I'm gonna start with 5 minutes, and each week I'm gonna add another 5 minutes to that. So I started, I think it's like 5 weeks ago, or no, more, 6 weeks ago. I started with 5 minutes per day, and I told myself I'm only allowed to run 5 minutes. Because I know from my past, I have the tendency to overwhelm myself, and then I'm doing a lot, and then everything breaks down because it's too much. So I'm only allowed to run for 5 minutes. What do you think is gonna happen when I start running for 5 minutes? I know that running for 5 minutes is very achievable. No matter how busy I am, I can go out to do it. So what happens? I'm gonna start to build a self-concept that I'm achieving my goals. It's easy for me to achieve my goals. I'm able to hit the target. I feel like I'm succeeding. So these feelings of being proud of myself are going to start to build in myself, and also I'm going to be eager to do more because I feel successful. So in the first week I was like, yeah, I hit my goal. So the next week I felt confident. Now I can do 10 minutes. Of course, 5 minutes is easy. Doing 2 times 5 minutes, it's going to be doable as well. So I was running for 5 minutes, and during that second week, I already was feeling, oh man, I really wish I could run for 15 minutes, but damn, I'm not allowed yet. I really didn't allow myself to run more because I wanted to build that excitement, and it really, really worked. So this is really amazing. So second week, I was running 10 minutes. Sometimes I really wanted to run more, but I was trying to hold back. Next week, I was also eager, 15 minutes, and I would feel that it was even easier for me to do those 15 minutes as it was at the beginning to do those 5 minutes, because I had already built that habit. I was starting to build that habit. I was feeling lighter because I was moving more. I was feeling like, I already started to build that habit, and it was kind of getting easier. Next week, 20 minutes, it was feeling even easier. The week after, 25 minutes, I felt challenged in a very positive way. It was easy for me to run those 25 minutes per day. And now this week I'm at 30 minutes. I can't wait to go running actually after this video, and my excitement really built. My body has already changed. I feel more dynamic, I feel more energetic during my day, and that's how you can really help yourself to build a self-concept that is holding the beliefs that you want, not by taking the action first, but by really starting with the energy. And that was what I was doing when I was holding back the action and really just building the habit first. I hope that this is helpful to you. I hope that this example makes sense. And you can also start with, you know, in my example, I was taking action, I was running those 5 minutes, but like you can also start with like just mental rehearsing of certain goals that you want to achieve. Like I could have started with 5 minutes of affirming that. Actually, I did that, but not in this challenge. Like I did that in a self-love practice. I was affirming for my health and my body goals and my wellness. All right, so what you wanna really integrate into your mindset is the realization that if you're taking small steps, but you're managing to take them consistently, those small steps are going to add up in the long run, and they are going to help you to effortlessly create a change. Like I said, with the 5 minutes, it wasn't so difficult to believe that I can run 5 minutes, but it would have been much more difficult to run for 30 minutes from the beginning. And then I would have felt like I'm failing, it would have felt difficult, I would have struggled. Instead, I started with building a positive energy and a great energy by taking small steps. And these small steps are already creating a ripple effect, not only in the way that I'm able to run longer and feel good about it now, but also my body is changing, my diet is changing, I'm more motivated during the day, I feel more energetic, I'm sleeping better. So when you're starting to take small steps in one direction, at some point this positive energy that you're creating is going to have ripple effects, not only in the direction that you're walking anyways, but also it's going to branch out into other areas of your life. So don't underestimate yourself when taking small steps, but really be proud of yourself and affirm those small steps are going to branch out. Those small steps are going to create ripple effects. Those small steps are going to be the change of tomorrow and are going to be so much bigger tomorrow, because I'm building something. I'm building the foundation here. And this is also going to help you to be very, very proud of yourself when you're taking small steps, because what I see a lot is that people are taking small steps and then they get disappointed with themselves because they don't see change yet, and they're like, yeah, what am I doing anyway? I'm not gonna get to my goal anyway, so I might as well, go back to my old habits that were like worse, but who cares, because I'm not going anywhere with this. Like, no, when you're living in the end and you know that you're gonna achieve your goals, you're gonna know that those small steps are very well leading to your desired outcome. You gotta really know internally and decide internally, no, I'm gonna get what I want, and each single step that I'm taking each single day is going to lead me there, even if I can't see today. I didn't see or feel any big changes in the first, second, or even third week of running, but now when I'm running, it's really, really easy. All right. And same holds true, of course, for other things that you're changing. A few weeks ago, I also started changing my diet a little bit. I feel completely different. I feel more organized, I feel more clear, I feel more productive. This flat that I'm in now, I was researching for a nice flat that I like more than 2 months ago, and it took me a while to move into this flat because it was taken by somebody else. But I really said, I really feel that I'm going to be so happy and feel so good and feel so vibrant in this flat, so I really want to wait for that flat. And it was not an instant manifestation. It took me a while to move into this flat, and still now I'm really, really benefiting from it. Everything worked out, and now I'm in the energy that I want to be in much more effortlessly, because I've built it up from like a while ago. All right, now I need to look at the question, so I need to be a bit closer to the camera. All right, so can you talk about scoring a 100% in academic exams? First of all, why is that important to you? I feel sometimes we're looking for extreme, how can I say that? Of course it's possible. You want to make it feel very, very natural. You want to get away from the energy of trying to prove your worth, in case that's mixing itself into, if you're doing it out of competitive reasons and it feels like it's weighing on you and it feels like it's pressure, then I would kind of back off that goal for a bit. And I would try to embody a very playful energy, a very intelligent energy. Like, you want to feel like you're naturally genius, you are so intelligent, it's so easy for you to score 100%. You're such a brain, it's so easy for you to understand what you're learning, it's so easy for you to like memorize everything, you're always knowing the answer, like really go into the feeling of being proud of yourself, of being like such a badass. That's the energy that I would go into. Like, of course I'm scoring 100%. Like, if it was possible, I would score even more. Like, I would get the bonus, like, because I'm just such a brain. It's so easy for me. This is like everything that we're learning. It's like I already know it. Like, it just sticks to my brain. Like, I don't know, like I've written the books. That's how I would go into that badass genius energy. Next question, like this, I manifest things related to my job. Relationships are more challenging. Can you say how to persist when things seem a far way to go? Absolutely, I'm actually very happy that you're asking this question, because I was thinking about relationships when, like, just before starting this video, and how taking small steps actually applies to relationships. And I'm gonna give you an example out of my own personal life. It's going to be a very personal, actually vulnerable example, but I think I'm going to get the point across with that. So one of my biggest fears that I'm currently still working on, but I feel like I've really started to wrap my heart and my mind around that fear, is fear of abandonment. I remember, and like I've just worked a lot around that fear, like last year and this year in particular. I remember when I was a little child, I don't know why, but I was afraid that my family was going to leave me. Like, I was so scared that my mom and my dad are gonna take my little brother and are just gonna go away. There was no real reason for me to think that, but that's a fear that I had. And I started remembering that fear when I realized in relationships that at some point in my 20s, I started being afraid of being left, of being abandoned. I think that was at a time when I started to become more authentic. For some reason, when I started to become more authentic in my relationships, and I was going for the relationships that I actually wanted, that fear started to surface. Probably, I guess, because I was starting to be more honest with myself, and that honest, vulnerable part was feeling afraid to be abandoned. So this was a very, very big fear that then, after I started becoming aware of it, I started to manifest it a lot. And maybe I was just becoming aware of it. I actually probably did manifest it before as well, or didn't even know how I was not even coming so close to people that I could be abandoned. But anyway, that's beyond the point. So I had this really, really strong fear of abandonment, and everyone who knows what fear of abandonment feels like knows how extreme it can feel and how extremely devastating it can feel. So at the beginning, of course, when I started out, I was just hoping to be able to like just release the emotion, and that's it. Yeah, I was not knowing how deep that pattern actually goes. And over the years where this was long before I started manifesting consciously like I do now, over the years I manifested this pattern again and again, which gave me actually the opportunity to really deeply get to know this pattern of fear of abandonment. At the beginning, I didn't even know it was fear of abandonment. I just felt fear. I just felt, I was just like, this is my ego, this is my fear, this is like my old story. But now I'm much more able to pinpoint, oh look, this is fear of abandonment coming up. And the worst thing actually that you could do, or that I feel I could do to myself, is expect myself to now never feel that again, or to feel disappointed in myself when I'm manifesting that. It's a deeply ingrained fear. I even felt it in childhood. So for me personally, and now I'm coming back to your question, I stopped trying to go directly to the end in my 3D reality. In my inner world, I know I'm not abandoned, I'm not alone, I'm never alone, I'm always connected, and I am already fully shown up for internally by myself and by the people in my life. But because this pattern was so difficult for me, I'm not expecting myself never to experience it again. And I don't mean by that you should plan on manifesting it, of course not. But when you're taking small steps, from my perspective, especially when it comes to extremely traumatic patterns, you wanna put yourself completely first and say, I don't care what happens out there. I don't care who enters my life or who leaves my life. I am complete. I am fully showing up for myself, and nothing that happens out there can shake me. And what you're doing when you're doing that is you're really allowing yourself to take small steps and to walk slowly from being extremely afraid of being abandoned and thinking that that's really a horrible thing that could happen. It took me a while to go to, I cannot be abandoned. Like, even if something would show up in the 3D now, I would be like, it's just an old pattern playing out. And there are many, many small steps that brought me to this place. And of course, moving forward, I'm like, you wanna like be really conscious, like when you're at the point where you're really focused on yourself internally, of course moving forward you're gonna be better at pinpointing exactly like, that's what I'm manifesting now, like this pattern is not even gonna show up anymore. But I believe, and my experience is, the more you let go of the 3D, the more able you're gonna be to actually manifest what you want. And when it comes to deeply ingrained, painful, traumatic patterns, I would not start with trying to manifest it externally. I would start with really healing myself internally, and then from there, I'm creating the reality that I really desired. From being completely afraid of being abandoned to knowing that I cannot be abandoned because I'm not abandoning myself, to then creating the exact friendships, exact relationships that I want to experience in my life. That's the way I would go about it. I'm not expecting myself to be perfect at it, but I know that I'm improving daily, and I know that I have built the best foundation of unconditional self-love. I hope that this was helpful. I hope it was understandable. I think it was understandable, and I didn't make it too complicated. But this example, like, is honestly so dear to my heart because, like, I'm really talking about the traumatic depth of my psyche to create, to knowing. And I think we all have this knowing within ourselves of the life that we can create. And even when you're traumatized for one reason or another, like, actually, I don't even 100% know. I can only assume where this pattern in me comes from. But even if it's like a deeply ingrained pattern, you can always find this knowing and this faith within yourself. Like, just because you're traumatized doesn't mean that you're not also powerful, and yeah, extremely powerful, infinitely powerful actually. That's what's going to help you transcend those patterns. And please let me know, you already said, oh, okay. Thank you so much. It was very helpful. Oh my God, thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you so much for your comments. I'm glad that this is helpful. Next question. Hi, your posts on Instagram and your videos on YouTube are such a gem. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Good vibes. I think that's supposed to be a smiley, I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much. I love this comment. Like, I just gotta enjoy it for a bit. That's so beautiful. I'm so happy that you are benefiting from this content. Like, I really really do enjoy creating it. I finally started to plan out my content because I was always doing it like quite last minute, like quite spontaneously. And when I moved to Spain, I didn't have so much, as I needed some time to like kind of arrive and find my community here, and I'm still building it, but like I didn't have so much energy somehow, like so much creative energy, because I was spending my energy on other things. And now I'm in my new flat, and I'm like, I was so excited to plan out the content. So all the content for this week is actually ready to go. You're gonna receive 2 posts per day. And I'm so excited because probably, very likely, this is going to be like this for the rest of the year. So I'm gonna bombard you with gems. All right, let's see if there are more questions. Good talk, thanks for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. If there are more questions, now is the time to ask them, because soon I might be heading off to my daily run, to my 30 minutes run. Yeah. What is going to help you to take small steps is when you reconnect with the knowing that you're already complete. This life is a game. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to achieve anything. You don't have to do anything to be lovable or to be complete. Like, your consciousness, we're all one. Everyone is a reflection of you, so you don't have to do stuff. And when you know that, it's going to be easier for you to take small steps and enjoy them. Like, I don't have to run a marathon. I'm gonna enjoy every single step that I'm running because I know I don't have to do it. Like, I can just not do it if I don't want to. Like, if it's not valuable for me to run 30 minutes, or if I feel like I want to do some other sport, I'm just gonna stop. Like, I don't have to prove anything to myself. And when you're in that kind of energy where you're just doing things for fun or for your health or because you're valuing and appreciating yourself, that's when you're going to easily access a state of flow. Sometimes you have to push yourself a little bit when you're more in a depressed energy and you want to like kind of start getting out of a negative spiral. But yeah, if you're doing it with small steps, for me, that's always creating miraculous changes in my life. All right, I don't see any questions coming in, so thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'm going to see you probably on Instagram. Bye-bye.